Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Michelle here from happyhealthyher.com. And in this week's compassionate chat, I'm getting real about depression and being in a funk. I didn't want to do this video. I've been feeling really down, especially the last 24 hours. And so I wasn't feeling it. But I didn't want to miss our weekly chat. I've committed to these, and so I decided to talk about what I'm going through and 8 things that I use when I get into a bad mood, when I get into a feeling of depression or negativity. All of these things are free and can be accessed immediately, so I'm happy to be able to share these with you in hopes that they can support you as well if you're going through any rough periods. So to start, I want to say I have wanted to do some sort of an exploration into the range of emotions that people feel, simply because I have a website and this channel that's called Happy Healthy Her. And so you would think, well, I must be happy all the time. I must be positive and never get in a bad mood. And you'd be wrong. So I wanted to be totally transparent and share that part of the reason why I started Happy Healthy Her, which I started that website over 12 years ago. I actually started it as part of my master's degree. It was my culminating project where I was sharing all of the things I had learned in terms of natural healing. But it was also my own exploration into how to find better health and greater happiness. This was something that I was constantly striving for in my life, and for many years was not doing so well with. If you've followed my channel, you know I've had a history of narcissistic abuse, and that has really made it difficult to be at my best in both my health of my emotional and mental health, but also in my physical health as well. I'm so happy to say I am no longer trapped in the pattern of narcissistic abuse, but I still find myself, like all other humans, getting into a place where I can sometimes be depressed or just in a bad mood or in a funk, and I just don't feel like doing much and certainly don't feel like trying to be positive. So I wanted you to realize that this is my reality too, if this is something that you struggle with. And we're going to get into 8 things that I routinely use to try to pull myself out of a funk. As I mentioned, these are free and easily accessible, and for that reason, I find them to be such a blessing and something that I like to promote, because I never want you to have to spend a lot of money or work super hard to get to your best self, your best state. So to start, the first thing you need to think about when you're in a funk is your own personality, okay? So every one of us is different. Every one of us is going to have things that will feel better to us. So the first rule is there's no rules here. You need to honor your own self, your own emotional state, your own body. If you are like me and you're introverted, you may prefer to isolate, which is what I heavily lean toward. If not, if you are an extrovert, you may prefer to get out and be social to get yourself out of a funk. So please do you choose the path that's going to feel most comfortable to you. Sometimes it's going to be hard for those around us to understand that our path is not the same as theirs path, and that's going to take a little bit of communication. I know this is the situation with my partner. He's always saying, oh my gosh, if you don't feel well, you need to be with someone. And that isn't my truth. When I don't feel well, I really need to be alone with my cats and my personal space, so that I am not sort of spreading my negative energy out to anyone else. That's how I prefer to be. So honor that. Honor whatever it is that you prefer. The second thing is to get outside. So even if you're introverted, nature therapy will work wonders. So Yesterday, when I was feeling really down, my energy was terrible. We've had a lot of solar flares. The solar flares really affect my energy, and I was feeling super drained. But I pushed myself to get outside and do a quick walk around my neighborhood, and I instantly felt better. So sun gives us vitamin D, which is really instrumental in improving our mood, and the sun just feels good. It brightens our spirit just as much as it helps our body. So do try to get outside if you are in a funk. If there's a park near you, it might be great to just either take a walk to the park or get in your car and go and sit and just absorb nature, whatever feels best to you. But I think many of you probably already get the concept that nature can be very healing, and that's definitely true when you are in a bad mood or feeling really down. The next thing is to play some great music. I am so addicted to music, and I have loads of playlists. I am going to share those in a link below. I have a Spotify playlist for Happy Healthy Her, and some are really fast, some are really like uplifting. Whatever it is you're looking for to make yourself feel better, gravitate toward the music that feels best to you. Again, there's no one rule. You might like sort of the slow and deep, like mood-based music, which I actually tend to like, or you might like a fast pace that gets you sort of revved up and makes you feel a little bit better. Whatever you choose, music can be very, very helpful and very healing. Along with that music, you want to move your body. Now this is super, super big, okay? And this is hard. When we get depressed, we often feel fatigued. But the irony of this is that when you move, you will create positive endorphins. There's lots of research about this, that if you're in a really depressed state, or if you're feeling really even very fatigued, a little bit of movement can sometimes push you out of that, simply because of the hormones that are naturally produced. So one of the things I've started to do that I absolutely love is I have a rebounder, which is a little mini trampoline. You've probably heard about rebounders. It's all over YouTube about how positive and beneficial it is for your body, but also for your mental state. So I will put on a fast song and I will just bounce. And most songs are like between 3.5 to 5 minutes. So in just that short span, you can get a great workout, and I always feel better after bouncing to a fast, fun song. You can also dance or just shake, whatever it is that feels the best to you. It's the movement. The movement is really going to get those endorphins pumping and help you to feel better. The next thing is just to message a supportive friend. I did this last night. Shout out to Michaelin. Thank you so much for being my supportive friend and giving me some positive feedback. And my bestie, of course, Shell, who is right there as usual. And of course, my partner is always available and willing to bolster me up. But by texting my friends, they started sending me funny memes, and they were just reminding me that that my day was almost over, because it was the end of the day, and that tomorrow was going to be a new day. And so that's a really beautiful perspective, to just see that, you know, this too shall pass. And I really did feel better when I woke up this morning. So I was so grateful to have that support. So simple, you know, a quick text, a quick message, and you're suddenly feeling more connected with people, and you're feeling a lot better. Now, I would be remiss as a dietitian if I didn't mention this, but eating well is really important when our hormones are off or when we're feeling down. And generally what we want to do is just eat junk food, of course. And I'm not going to lie, I had gelato yesterday. I had some potato chips, and they kind of made me feel better, by the way, side note. So a little junk food is okay, but for the rest of the day, I had a smoothie, I had a protein bar, I had a salad, and so I had some balance there. But the important point here is nutrients can really have an impact on our mental health. B vitamins are often something that can be off, that can make us low energy, but also can make our moods low. So try to be getting a mix of healthy foods, fruits and vegetables, whole grains, nuts and seeds, those types of things are really sort of the foundation of a healthy diet. I don't like to give blanket dietary advice because everyone is different, and that's why I very infrequently do that. But in this case, I think just choosing basic healthy foods is often a really good foundational way to help you to feel better, both mentally and physically. So the next point is to relax. Now, you've probably seen the hordes and hordes of memes talking about this, and it's such a strange concept that we have grown into such a do society, a go, where productivity is so driven and in such a important piece of who we are as people that we forget that relaxation is really vital too. Now, I have spent literally the last 4 years through the pandemic working on this, really allowing myself to relax and heal for the many years of stress and narcissistic abuse that I had been through. I mean, my life literally was a treadmill for a long time, and then all of a sudden it stopped, and I had to retrain myself to learn how to relax and to let myself just be. And it's transformational, obviously. I mean, I think that if we let ourselves do this, if we let ourselves just rest and breathe and meditate and do quiet activities that allow us sort of to go inward versus being outward all the time, that is how we heal. That is how we reach a place of better equilibrium and greater peace. So let yourself relax. No phones, no thinking, no reading even. Just let yourself lie down, maybe listen to some gentle soothing music or some healing music. There's loads of healing frequencies on YouTube that you could listen to just to calm your nervous system down and let yourself get back to a peaceful state. We cannot overestimate this enough, how powerful relaxation and deep sleep and healthy rest is to our mental state and our physical state. It's foundational to everything. And then the last point is to laugh. Like, whatever is going to make you laugh, maybe a sitcom, a favorite show, something that you just is going to be mindless and help you to sort of unwind. Like I said, if you talk to a friend and they send you silly memes, or if you scroll through, if you have a really well curated Facebook page, which I actually do, you'll get a lot of funny things. You'll get a lot of people who are posting positive, uplifting things that are going to make you feel better. And so that is such a wonderful gift, because when you're laughing, again, positive endorphins, and that helps to shift you out of a negative, difficult, depressed mood. So just as a caveat, I am not a clinical psychologist or a therapist. If you are in a really depressed state, please see a medical professional. There is no substitute for having an evaluation and making sure you're okay. But like I said, these 8 things can actually help you and shift you, and they're fast and they're free. So I really hope this helped. As always, I thank you for being with me. If you like this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe, share with friends. And as always, I wish you happiness and good health. And again, thanks for being with me.